You take chances. You vote in jokers, clowns, weak men, worse, charlatans with some gift of the gab. You run a very serious risk of losing everything you have. This stark warning from Malcolm Turnbull in 2016, referring to the risks of poor electoral choices, now reads as prophetic commentary on Australia's leadership crisis itself. Looking at declining approval ratings and revolving door leadership across Australia, one has to ask, where have all the good leaders gone? In just the past decade, Australia has cycled through 7 prime ministers. Anthony Albanese's approval rating has plummeted to -20 in January 2025, with just 37% of voters satisfied with his performance and 57% dissatisfied. Australia's corruption ranking tells an even more disturbing story. In 2012, Australia scored 85 out of 100 on Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index and ranked 7th globally. By 2021, the score had crashed to 73, dropping to 18th place, labeled one of the world's most significant decliners. While the score has recovered slightly to 77 in 2025, Australia still ranks far below its former standing. This is the story of how Australian leadership became weak and corrupt, and why the collapse is accelerating. One reason for the decline in leadership is simple. Australia's best and brightest overwhelmingly choose corporate careers over public service. When talented individuals can earn millions in the private sector, why would they endure the intense scrutiny and relative poverty of political life? Australian MPs earn a base salary of $233,660 per year, with the Prime Minister earning $607,000 annually. These are comfortable salaries for ordinary citizens, but laughable compared to what top executives command. The CEO of Commonwealth Bank earned $10.4 million in 2023. The CEO of Woolworths took home $8.6 million. The result? Politics attracts 2 types of people: those with genuine ideological commitment and those who see it as a stepping stone to something more lucrative. The problem is that the second group now vastly outnumbers the first. With life being so comfortable in modern Australia, many talented individuals prefer to remain in business rather than endure the brutal public scrutiny that comes with political careers. This environment often results in individuals with extraordinary egotistical urges seeking political office, while those who could genuinely serve the nation stay far away from politics. Between 1995 and 1998, corporations donated $29 million to Australian political parties. By 2002 to 2003, that figure had exploded to $69.4 million. In 2021 to 22, just 5 donors alone made up 70% of all political donations, revealing a dangerous concentration of influence over our democracy. The property and development industry donated $3.3 million to major parties, with $2.1 million going to the Liberal Party. The fossil fuel industry, gambling interests, and mining companies pour millions more into political coffers annually. But the real corruption isn't just the donations. It's what happens after politicians leave office. Former MPs and ministers routinely transition to lucrative lobbying positions, leveraging their government connections for corporate clients. They spend years making decisions that benefit certain industries, then get rewarded with 6-figure consulting gigs from those same industries once they leave Parliament. Research from the Australia Institute found that 66% of Australians believe corruption is common in federal government, 69% in state governments, and 68% in local governments. The system is working exactly as designed, just not for ordinary Australians. It's working for the donors, the lobbyists, and the former politicians who cash in on their connections. Modern media has created a world where superficial optics have become more important than substance. Australian political parties collectively spent $418 million in the year leading up to the 2022 federal election, with the coalition spending $132 million and Labor $116 million. This is an arms race of packaging and advertising, not substance. When Malcolm Turnbull ran for re-election as coalition leader in 2016, he personally donated $1.75 million to the Liberal Party's election campaign. Clive Palmer spent $60 million on his United Australia Party's 2019 campaign, despite winning no seats. Politicians are now packaged like consumer products. They're tested in focus groups, their messages refined by spin doctors, their appearances carefully stage managed. Winning an election has become a contest in branding and marketing rather than leadership and vision. The internet and social media have amplified this problem exponentially. A single misstep, a poorly worded tweet, an awkward photo can end careers overnight. The immense pressure this creates forces leaders to govern by poll rather than principle. They become paralyzed by fear of making any decision that might generate negative headlines. When credibility can be destroyed in seconds, leaders stop taking risks. They stop making hard decisions. They become focus group-tested automatons, saying whatever polling tells them will offend the fewest people. Modern Australian society has become incredibly safe and comfortable, resulting in a population that feels entitled to special treatment from leaders without any willingness to accept difficult decisions. Voters demand better services, lower taxes, higher wages, cheaper housing, and instant solutions to complex problems. But they'll punish any politician who tries to implement the reforms necessary to deliver these outcomes. Previous generations who lived through the Great Depression and World War II understood sacrifice. They trusted their leaders to make hard decisions during times of genuine crisis because they understood that survival required difficult choices. Today's generation has known nothing but prosperity and stability. Many young Australians believe prosperity is their birthright, something owed to them, rather than something that must be built and maintained through hard work and difficult reforms. When leaders try to implement necessary but unpopular policies, they're immediately punished in the polls. Revolutionary situations throw up great leaders who demand blood, sweat, and tears from their populations. Comfortable circumstances produce leaders who promise people an even easier life, whether they can deliver it or not. Australia's comfortable circumstances have produced comfortable leaders, cautious, poll-driven, and completely unwilling to make unpopular decisions. Australian leaders now govern entirely by polling. No decision is made without first consulting focus groups and tracking voter sentiment. Anthony Albanese's net approval dropped to -20 in January 2025. His response? More spin, more promises, speculation about calling an early election to avoid delivering a budget during tough economic conditions. No bold reforms, no hard decisions, just political survival. Every election, politicians promise voters everything: better healthcare, better education, infrastructure investment, tax cuts. Who pays for it all? They never say. They promise that economic growth will cover the costs, but the numbers never add up. Australia's national fiscal balance is forecast to be in deficit of $71.7 billion in 2024 to 25. Net debt is forecast to increase from 32% of GDP, $881.9 billion, in 2024 to 25 to 35.7% of GDP, $1,136.3 billion, in 2027 to 28. Interest payments on government debt are projected to rise to 1.4% of GDP by 2032 to 33, the highest level since 1999. Politicians promise everything, deliver mediocrity, and pass the bill to future generations. They've mortgaged Australia's future for short-term political survival. Modern Australian political culture has completely eroded respect for authority and leadership. Leaders are routinely mocked, caricatured, and ridiculed on social media and in mainstream media. While healthy skepticism of authority is essential in a democracy, the current environment has crossed into something far more destructive. The 24/7 news cycle and social media create an environment where maintaining credibility is nearly impossible. One viral video, one awkward moment, one misinterpreted comment, and a politician's authority evaporates. This creates a vicious cycle. As respect for political leadership declines, the best potential leaders stay away from politics entirely, knowing they'll be subjected to constant abuse and mockery, regardless of their competence or intentions. This leaves politics to those with thick skins or massive egos, precisely the wrong people to be making critical decisions. The system has selected for politicians who are good at surviving media cycles rather than leaders who are good at governing. The quality of leadership we receive reflects our choices as voters. When we reward politicians who promise easy solutions, punish those attempting necessary reforms, and accept corruption as normal, we get exactly the leadership we deserve. Australia faces a choice. We can continue electing weak leaders who promise everything, deliver nothing, and serve corporate donors over citizens. Leaders who govern by polls, avoid hard decisions, and mortgage our future for short-term survival. Or we can demand something different. Leaders with courage to make hard decisions for our long-term future, Transparency over corruption. Uncomfortable truths over comfortable lies. The question isn't whether our leaders are weak and corrupt. The data proves it. Australia's corruption score dropped 12 points in a decade. Albanese's approval rating sits at -20. 62% of workers expect brain drain in their industries. National debt will hit $1.1 trillion by 2027 to 2028. The real question is whether Australians have the courage to demand better, whether we'll accept short-term pain for long-term gain, whether we'll support leaders making unpopular but necessary decisions, rather than comfortable charlatans promising everything while delivering nothing. If we don't, we risk losing everything we have. Your future depends on what you make of it. The choice is yours.